Moments ago, some very harsh words from Hillary Clinton about her GOP rivals. Listen.
Extreme views about women, we expect that from some of the terrorist groups. We expect that from people who don't want to live in the modern world. But it's a little hard to take coming from Republicans who want to be the president of the United States.
So Hillary Clinton there comparing her GOP rivals to radical Islamic terrorists. Harris, your thoughts on this one? I mean, this is beyond the pale.
I tell you, the reaction among Republicans is pretty swift. The RNC National Press Secretary saying this just moments ago: for Hillary Clinton to equate her political opponents to terrorists is a new low for her flailing campaign. She should apologize immediately for her inflammatory rhetoric, end quote.
Stacey, when you look at what terrorists do to women, I mean, they have cut off their facial features, they do female genital mutilation, they rape them, they traffic them. It is brutal. It is in no way comparable.
Watch their children get crucified.
Yeah.
Yeah, this woman is just irreprehensible. I can't even fathom how she thinks she can speak for women.
Stacey, it seems to me like a sign of desperation.
Right?
Like she's running the old Obama playbook.
And this is what happens, I don't know, doctor, you tell me, with sociopaths. When they start to get cornered and they start to get caught, don't they get desperate and start saying things that are just outrageous and basically end up ultimately hanging themselves?
That's absolutely right. I would add, though, in this case, it may be even more calculated than that. She may be looking at this situation and saying, well, you know, all the Republican candidates are coming out as pro-life. They're talking about Planned Parenthood. Then you have Trump with his comments. She may be trying to expose a flank here and go more for the women's vote than she was able to get before. I want to ask the group this question, though, that I'm not qualified to answer, which is, as extremely intelligent, qualified professional women, how do you feel about comments that have come out from someone like Trump? I mean, does that make women not want to support Trump?
Well, I'd rather stay on Hillary for this one, only because as a former Secretary of State, who it appears did some shady quid pro quo deals, Sandra, with countries and the Clinton Foundation that have hostile treatment to women, she was never really a big champion of women's rights as Secretary of State. Now, it seems to me, as a political analyst, she is running an old playbook by the Obama administration. If you remember, in September 2013, the White House compared Republicans over a government shutdown to terrorists. We've seen the DHS put out a memo.
Well, the president did it more recently than that, over the Iran deal.
Well, right when he came into office, the DHS, Sandra, said that when they were referring to radical Republicans protesting, they were also potential domestic terrorists. And as Harris mentioned, he called them crazies because they opposed the Iran deal.
What did the RNC spokesperson call this inflammatory rhetoric, that she should apologize? I see this as desperate. I mean, we just went over the Quinnipiac poll. You know, she's losing ground. She's slipping in the polls. To me, this was a desperate cry, not just for the female vote. She doesn't know where to go next. It didn't look like to me that this was a mistake, like she was searching for words and it kind of just slipped out. It looked like it was strategy.
It sounds to me, Harris, she's looking at the polls. She's seeing those numbers bleed with women. And an advisor says, you know what, run an old play from the Obama administration. Try and get this campaign back where it was the last election cycle and reinvigorate that war on women.
Well, how damaged is she within her own party that she needs to throw this much red meat into the cage of the tiger? I'm just a little confused, because I thought that the Democrats were basically in that cage for her, captured already. They're not running free in the jungle. So why does she need to do this? And she fully understands the power of her words. She's very smart, brilliant by some accounts. An apology is what the RNC wants. I think an explanation would be good, too.
Well, anything to distract from the server, I suppose, either. So
desperation,
this is a desperate Hail Mary.
So we're not talking about that now.
Desperate Hail Mary. All right.